Hi, my name is Sean Williams, and today our goal with the cooperation of the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation is to give you a brief overview of the rules, the scoring system, and some of the more common submissions that you might see in our sport. Let's talk a little bit about the point system and why I have, or why the referee would be wearing this wristband. The wristband is going to designate who gets the points. As you can see, Ben also has a green ankle band on. So if Ben were to score points, the referee would signify that by raising the colored wristband. Jake is not wearing an ankle band, so if Jake were to score points, the referee will raise the hand with no wristband. Let's take a look at some two-point moves. Two-point moves in our sport would be a takedown, a knee on stomach, or a sweep from the bottom position. Here we're going to take a look at a two-point takedown in which Ben shoots a double leg. He puts Jake on his back. At that time, the referee will award his 2 points. Let's take a look at some other takedowns. The knee on the stomach is an example of another two-point move. Jake puts his knee on the stomach. He must maintain this position for 3 seconds. At that time, the referee will award him his 2 points. Another two-point move in our sport is called a sweep. It's when Ben goes from the bottom to the top using his legs. When he ends up on top, he'll be awarded his 2 points. Let's take a look at some other two-point sweeps. Let's take a look at how you can score 3 points in our sport. 3 points are scored when you pass the guard or the legs of your opponent. As Jake passes, he obtains cross side. Not only does he need to obtain cross side, he must hold it for a count of 3 seconds. Once he's got to the cross side position, the referee will count 3. At the 3-second count, he will be awarded his 3 points. Let's look at other ways 3 points are scored when the guard is passed. So now let's take a look at how you can score 4 points in our sport. As you can see, Ben is on the cross side. He loops his leg over, and he is now in the full mount on Jake. He must hold this position for 3 seconds without Jake escaping, and he will be awarded his 4 points. Here's a 4-point maneuver where Jake is on the cross side. Ben's going to turn, and Jake is going to get back control. Jake will be awarded 4 points after he's held this position for 3 seconds, only if both hooks are on the inside of the legs. If there's one hook in, one hook out, Jake will not be awarded points. He must put both hooks in and hold this position for 3 seconds. When Jake puts the hook in, the referee will count, and he will be awarded his 4 points. This is a position of back control that will not be awarded 4 points. Although Jake has back control, he's chosen to use a figure 4 body lock. There will be no points awarded until both hooks are on the inside of Ben's legs. Let's take a look at how you might score more than just the given points. Here we're going to take a look at a combination move, a sweep to the mount. Ben sweeps Jake to the mount. If he maintains the mount for his 3 seconds, he's going to be immediately awarded the 2 points for the sweep, 3-second count, and he'll be awarded his 4 points for the mount, for a total score of 6 points if he's able to maintain that mount position. Here, let's take a look at another combination move as Jake is in the half guard. He's going to pass the guard and mount. Now, when he's able to hold the mount for 3 seconds, he's passed the guard, he's maintained his passing position for 3 seconds. He's also mounted and maintained the mount for 3 seconds. So he's going to be awarded 3 plus 4 after 3 seconds of maintaining that mount position for a total of 7 points. A position that's not considered 2 points is when Jake goes from bottom to top in an escaping manner. He's escaped the bottom of cross-eyed, and although he's reversed Ben, he's awarded no points for this type of situation. Here's a similar situation from the mount. As Ben reverses Jake, he's awarded no points. Let's take a look at how 3 points would not quite be scored. Even though Jake passes Ben's guard, he's not able to maintain the position for 3 seconds, and Ben escapes. No points will be awarded for Jake at this time. In this situation, we'll see Ben pass Jake's guard, but as he passes, Jake's able to reestablish that guard. Again, no passing points will be awarded. Let's go over something called an advantage. An advantage is a near point scored for an almost sweep or an almost submission. Submission has to be to the point where one person has to defend that submission. The signal for an advantage is simply the referee waving his hand parallel with the floor. When does an advantage come into play? An advantage will come into play if the score is completely tied. If the points are equal by both competitors, then they're going to take a look at who has the most advantages, and that will signify who wins that match. Let's take a look at a situation where Jake will be awarded an advantage for almost passing the guard. You see he passes Ben's guard, 1, 2, but then Ben is able to escape before Jake can hold the 3-second count. As a result, Jake will only be given an advantage, no 3 points. A near sweeping situation. A near mount situation. Near back control situation. In the event that the score is tied at the end of regulation, there will be no overtime. It will go to the referee for a decision. Besides scoring, let's take a look at some of the other common hand gestures that you'll see a referee make during the competition. Stalling. Penalty. In this instance, an advantage will be given to the other competitor. And in this instance, points will be awarded to the other competitor. Interruption of fight, for example, when 2 athletes go out of bounds. Stop time. Erase points. Disqualification. Let's take a look at some illegal moves. No striking of any kind. No eye gouging, biting, hair pulling, fish hooking, small joint manipulations, grabbing of the uniform, grabbing of the trachea, heel hooks, cervical locks, scissor leg takedowns, slamming. Reaping of the knee is when Jake's outside leg crosses over the hip line on Ben's leg. This is considered reaping of the knee, puts excess pressure on Ben's leg. Please note that toe holds and knee bars are illegal from white to purple belt. So let's have a look at the uniform that the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, or the IBJJF, approves. Today, Jake and Ben are wearing no gi outfits, and as you'll notice, the color of the sleeves is their designated belt color. Jake is wearing a purple rash guard, and Ben is wearing a brown rash guard. Both long sleeve and short sleeves are approved, and you'll also notice that they're both wearing black board shorts. That's because the IBJJF will only approve an all-black board short. With each win, the competitor moves into the next round. The finals are determined when only 2 competitors are left from that specific weight division. Whoever wins that finals will win the gold medal.